Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be going over this look right here using nothing but drugstore products. Some of my most favorite drugstore products. Some of these I use on a regular basis. Some of these I choose over my high-end options. They're really, really good. And so I wanted to sit down and film an entire look together. So from beginning to end, all drugstore. Now, before we get started, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Zip Beauty. Now, if you're anything like me, your skincare routine is your sanctuary, okay? I love my skincare routine from beginning to end. I've been incorporating different products, different devices into my skincare routine, and the Zip is now one of those devices. This little guy has been such a welcomed addition to my skincare routine. I use it about 3 to 4 times a week, and I've been using it for about 2 months. Now, the way that it works on the skin is through microcurrents and nanocurrents. Now, microcurrents target muscles as well as upper layers of the skin, while nanocurrents, those guys are smaller, so they're able to travel easily with less resistance to reach deeper layers of the skin. These two types of electrical pulses are not only going to firm the skin, but they're also going to help tighten, tone, plump, and increase collagen and elastin. And if you're unsure of how to use it, there's an app for that. You simply go onto the app. There are 27 treatments in total. Your device is going to sync with the app and it's going to unlock a range of different treatments. These include 7 full facials, 7 targeted quick treatments, 9 legacy treatments, and 4 long-term treatment plans. The treatments are so easy to follow along with. Melanie Simon, who is a world-renowned esthetician as well as the developer of this device, walks you through them herself. My personal favorites are the Works as well as the Sculpt and Lift. I make sure that I do those two every single week, and I love the way that my skin looks, especially right after I use the device. For me, it was super simple to incorporate the device into my skincare routine because of how easy it is to use. All you do is wash your face, dry it off, apply a liberal amount of the conductive gel before you go in with your device and your treatment. And then you just follow along with Melanie Simon. Her voice is nice, calming, soothing, as well as the music that's in the background. Both Melanie and the device guide you through the treatment, and when it beeps, you're done. I usually give myself like a little facial massage with the conductive gel after I'm done with treatment, and then I just rinse it off, pat it dry, and continue on with moisturizer, and I'm good to go. I really love how this little device has improved my skin's overall appearance, and I will absolutely be keeping it as an essential part of my skincare routine. If you yourself would also like to incorporate the Zip into your skincare routine, make sure that you check the description box below. I'll have a direct link as well as a discount code to save you guys 25%. Thanks again to Zip Beauty for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Now let's get right into the look. So we're going to start off with the brows. I want to make sure that those look nice and bushy and thick. And for that, I'm using the NYX Brow Glue. I love this stuff because it really does create that like laminated brow effect, but without feeling like actual glue on your brows. They don't feel like crunchy. They don't feel like they've got too much. It just simply directs your brow hairs and it places them where you'd want them to lie. And for me, that is upward because I am going for that more like bushy early 90s, 80s look today. All right, so now that I have them exactly where I need them, I'm taking my brow tint pen. This is the Lift and Snatch pen from NYX in the shade Espresso. And this I will use to create hair-like strokes throughout the brow, especially along the areas that are a bit sparse, like that. And then I go in with a brow pencil to just kind of soften the brow strokes. Make sure that they blend in and they don't look too harsh. And if I feel like I need to add a little bit more to the brow, I go in with this brow pencil in the shade Brunette. This is also from NYX. It is their micro brow pencil. All right, for the eyes, I am gonna prime them just a little bit. I don't plan on using too much color on the lids because I do want this look to be just a little bit more like natural, everyday, kind of like minimal. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of my Milani eyeshadow primer, this guy right here. Love it. I really, really like this as a base before going in with my eyeshadows. Now for the eyes, I'm using a pressed powder palette from ColourPop. It is a little quad. This one is Sorbet, as you can see, very pink. I think I'm going to stick with this one. I'm not really going to grab that one. I don't want this look to be too intense. A little intense, sure. Too intense? Not today. So I'm starting off with the lightest shade from the palette. Just taking that, tapping off any excess. And I'm just going to place it here along the outer corner of the mobile lid area. And I'm also going to place it here along the inner corner. These are the two shimmer shades in this little quad. I think I'm going to go with the pink one just because against my complexion, it looks a little bit more toned down than the brighter one. So I'm going to grab this pink one, and I'm only applying a small amount onto the center of the mobile lid area, just right here along the middle. So going back in with the lightest shade using a little blending brush. This one is from Real Techniques, but I've had it for so long that I don't know the name of it. It doesn't show, not anymore. Anyway, I'm using this to blend out the crease here. Kind of lost a little bit of that shimmer. It didn't stay. Actually, because I do want this more toned down, it's probably a good thing that it didn't stay because I have different plans for it now. Taking the same blending brush, I'm grabbing the Pure Nude Highlighter from Essence. This one is in the shade Be My Highlight. It is very, very subtle, but it looks so good. So I'm going to take a little bit of this with that blending brush, and I'm gonna apply this along the brow bone just to give it a little pop. And I'm also gonna add a little bit of that onto the eye, just so that it's not as shimmery as the other shade was, but it still brings a little bit of a shimmer to the eye. For lashes, you guys know this is my favorite, and I think a lot of people have this as their favorite. This is the Lash Princess Mascara from Essence. Just 2 coats of this onto the lashes. That's really all you need. All right, so we've got the eyes. Let's get on to the base. For primer, I chose the Power Grip Primer from e.l.f. I've never used this with the e.l.f. powder foundation, but I'm gonna try it today and we'll see how it works. We'll see whether or not it's a good combo. We're supposed to allow at least 30 seconds for this to set. So let's see what it looks like. And I'm bringing this all the way underneath the eyes. All right, so we're gonna wait 30 seconds before going in with foundation. All right, primer is ready to go. Let's color correct. This is the new Camo Color Corrector from e.l.f. in the shade Peach. I just did a review on this and I actually really like it. However, I want to use it with a more hydrating concealer, which is what I'm doing today. So just applying a little bit of color correcting. Since my base is going to be a little bit more subtle as far as coverage, I do want to make sure that I color correct so that way it gives me a more even canvas to work with and I don't feel the need to apply a ton of foundation or a lot of concealer. I'm just going in and blending this out with a fluffy blending brush. Since I am using a powder foundation, I'm going to conceal before I apply my foundation. And it's just going to be a very light dusting of foundation. I don't want to go too heavy with it. For concealer, I'm using the Bare With Me Concealer Serum from NYX. This one's in the shade Golden. Now I applied too much. I'm not using that much underneath the eyes, but it does look a little bit too warm for me. So I'm going to use the Blue Corrector from e.l.f. Just a tiny dot to tone down the warmth on that concealer. It's gonna make it a bit more neutral than what it is. See that? Perfect. It tones down the warmth because for my foundations and for my concealers, for the most part, I really like them to be neutral. And I'm gonna take a blending brush to apply it underneath the eye. All right, concealer is done. Let us apply just a little bit of foundation. And for that, I'm grabbing my BK Beauty number 104 brush and my e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation in the shade 210 Neutral. So just a very small amount. I really like this foundation because you can customize the amount of coverage that you get. Like you see that? That's like more than enough. Now I do want to set the under eye area before doing anything else. So I'm going to take a smaller brush and my Essence Brighten Up powder. You guys know I love this stuff. And just taking a little bit of that and setting the under eye area. Now with that same brush, I'm going to grab some highlighter. This is going here and here. And with the same brush, going into the Heat Wave Luminous Bronzer from Flower Beauty and applying this right here and taking it all the way up to the temple. I really love how luminous and healthy this powder makes your skin look. So going back to the eyes with the quad, taking the lightest shade once again, and I'm going to run this back and forth along the lower lash line. I think I say this all the time, but I feel like my looks are not complete unless I add something to the lower lash line. And of course, a little bit of mascara under here. Now for the lips, I'm going to be lining my lips as well as filling them in, and then I'll put a gloss over top. So this is a lip pencil from NYX in the shade Natural. It's a really nice nude, like a pinky nude. And then just going over the lips with a little bit of lip balm to finish it off. This is from Milani. This is from the Flora collection in the shade Flora. And it does have a little bit of a tint. Here, I'll show you guys. See that? It's quite pink, but it blends in really nicely with my pinky nude lip liners and creates kind of like this really soft pink shade. And then of course, finishing everything off with my Milani Make It Last setting spray. And we're done. So that completes the look. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's makeup tutorial and that you found it helpful. Thanks again to Zip Beauty for sponsoring a portion of today's video. Like I said, don't forget to check them out. I will leave all the information down in the description box below. As always, take care and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.